basically it will be a vital skill, because plating up thousands of meals with basic ingredients, making them tasty and nutrition. And I'm certain that gastronomy has transformative potential. And in situation like this, food will become an essential and not a lavish thing. And packaging also needs to be done very importantly. Basically, we should figure out some environment friendly packaging options which are safe, which are spill proof, yet which are attractive and would keep the food hot till it reaches the guests, because more people will be focusing on delivery from cloud kitchens and all, right? So that's it. I think the screen sharing is taking time. I think that's it. Thank you. And any questions, I would be happy to answer. And I will wait for the question and answer session.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for this wonderful session.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure.
I think this is not just confined and concise to your culinary part, sir. A lot of management tips from your end, sir. Surely, I said.
Basically, that's the need of the hour, I tell you. So obviously, the students who are they are our students, and we need to guide them in the right direction, because they should not be disappointed, disheartened that the industry is not doing well and it has come to a standstill. So a lot of worries and concerns all around.
Precisely, sir. Right, sir. I personally have jot down those points for consideration in our teaching. I'll surely impart these things to our learners, students.
I tell you, this is going to be a fact, and the grandmother's recipe will soon find the places. In fact, Professor Bonoful Banerjee sir will definitely agree with me that how wonderful it would be to find a Gadhal Patar Jhol in some five-star hotel.
Yes, why not? Absolutely. There should be at least a new thinking that got stuck somewhere, because we are more on traditional process. Now, pandemic has given us that kind of situation that we can rethink, relook, and reassess and review the thing for future.
And go back to our traditions, which were actually very, very good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Repackaging is, you rightly use the word repackaging and replacing it again.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
It's a great challenge in front of us, and we'll definitely meet it.
Right, sir. Thank you so much for the encouragement, sir.
Thank you so much.
With your words, sir, turning problems into lesson and critical interpretation of problem. This is something that we should really work upon. And thank you, sir, for this valuable session.
My pleasure. It was an honor.
Now, indeed, the pleasure is ours, sir. Now, I would like to share some stats, because next panelist, next expert does not requires a lot of introduction. He's a man with stats who believes in creating records. Sir is a phenomenal expert in culinary industry, in hospitality industry. He holds more than 7 Limca Book of World Record. In today's era, he could be regarded as an modern day Rohit Sharma, if you talk about in cricket. So he loves to break down those records, and we are waiting to have some words from your end, sir. Your expertise is surely something that our student would also love to hear from you, sir. Now over to you, Chef Virendra Rana, sir.
Thank you so very much. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Bande Mataram. First of all, happy Janmashtami to all of you. And first of all, I would like to acknowledge and convey thanks to Department of Tourism, Hospitality and Aviation Management, Asia Pacific Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, and Chef Association of Five Rivers for hosting this wonderful Chef's Conclave with the title Practicing Vocal for Local in Creating Opportunity Through Hospitality Entrepreneurship. as the and I would like to convey thanks to Chef Wonderful Banerjee, Chef Kunal, Dr. Kunal Seth, Chef Mr. Dr. Himanshu B. Roth, and Mr. Definitely, we missed his presence, and say special thanks to Mr. Dipti Sahu for inviting me on this Chef's Conclave. And as the eminent speakers before me have highlighted few of the topics called flavor metrics, and Mr. Roth, Dr. Roth Himanshu has mentioned about genetic modified foods and innovations which are required in future. And Chef Dr. Kunal Seth has mentioned about strategic skill demands which are required and need of the hours in hospitality industry. So I will start like with a quote, छोटी सी recite करूंगा मैं. मंजिल उनको नहीं मिलती जिनके सपने बड़े होते हैं. मंजिल उनको नहीं मिलती जिनके सपने बड़े होते हैं. मंजिल उनको मिलती है जो अपनी जिद पे अड़े होते हैं. तो यू रिक्वायर पैशन, चाहे वो पैंडेमिक है, चाहे कुछ भी है, इमरजेंसी आएगी, हॉस्पिटैलिटी ग्रेजुएट्स 365 days रेडी रहते हैं टू फेस एनी ऑफ द चैलेंजेस. And so be positive, but don't be COVID positive. We have to be positive with our attitude. We have to be positive with our passion. We have to be positive with our confidence and dedication. So कुछ चीजें जो I have noted down for the presentation for all the speakers, my colleagues, scholars, students. So this title of the conference is all about food entrepreneurship, and we have to encourage vocal for local. When this initiative of vocal for local was initiated by Honorable Prime Minister, it is like to just encourage your own things which are already existed. And we are not actually just now before this presentation I was just looking for a video which was not related to our profession, but which was related to a video which was prepared by National Builders of India. It is basically a motivational video. You all can search on YouTube and you can see. So one of the person, he invited all the colony peoples and showed some of the pictures to them, and give one test to write down the names of those people, but they are not able to identify those people. And when that fellow mentioned about the names, that one is Dada Sahib Phalke or one is Dhyan Chand and others, so everybody was surprised कि we have heard their names, but we are not going to relate those faces. Why this is same happened with our vocal for local initiative. We have lot. India is a diversified country, from like every part, from north to south or east to west, or from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. We have so much to showcase. What we are doing to, what actually we are trying, we are adopting the Western culture and we are forgetting our roots. Our roots is basically region. We have to attach with the region. We have to attach with the ethnic structure of our country, and that is the need of the hour. As COVID is also, we are talking about immunity booster food. Like if I will talk you, or it is already mentioned in Ayurveda 5,000 years back, that we have to make dishes which will give you all 6 tastes of food. So when those dishes were prepared or mentioned in that Ayurveda, it was already mentioned that all Indian spices, herbs are immunity boosters. And we have to think for those startups which will be the need of the hours. Like if I will talk you about few of the initiatives which was taken in the past about Zomato, that was the project which was initiated by Alok Jain and Abhimanyu Maheshwari, and that was initiated, that is Gurugram based company, which was initiated in year 2008. And look at the opportunity, but now during this pandemic immediately they shifted. Now they are also or they giving the delivery for medicines, they are also giving the delivery for groceries. So what they have done, we have to adopt for the changes immediately. So similarly, when we study hospitality or hotel management from the day one thing was told to us, that we have to be ready for any situations, because hospitality is all about dealing with strangers. And hospitality is basically connection between host and guest, and you don't know who is your guest, and you don't know who stranger to whom you will meet after 5 minutes. So you should be ready with each and every moment, whether that is emergency situation or whether that is good or bad situation. So similarly, we have to think positive now during this time. There are a lot to do. The things will come, कहते हैं वापस आएंगी चीजें, revival will definitely come. So other day I was telling कि कुछ चीजें क्या होती हैं, आपको एक टाइम के लिए कुछ लर्निंग देती हैं, तो दिस इज द टाइम फॉर लर्निंग कि आपको इससे भी शायद फ्यूचर में कुछ और इमरजेंसीज आए, तो उसके लिए आपको तैयार कर रहे हैं. तो वी हैव टू बी रेडी, we have to make ourselves ready. जितने भी अभी eminent speakers, those who have told about flavors, chef has mentioned about flavor matrix, that is the base, that is the root for creating even a single recipe or a dish. So we have to think about that. Now the initiatives or startups which I am going to tell you, maybe you have heard, but these are the major ones. There is a startup which was based, Hyderabad based, called Feast. So that was a startup which is a gateway for people to explore different cultures. Now that was initiated long back, like in 2014. That time, like physical gathering was there. Now that fellow, what he has done, now he has changed all the parameters. They are making the videos, they are making the dishes live, and every day they are going with a different cultural food, and they are giving takeaways, or they are providing the home deliveries, and people are enjoying their food. Another initiative is Eat on Go, which was initiative never miss breakfast. So we always keep our breakfast. So Eat on Go is never to you can be sure never to miss a hearty breakfast. Why hearty breakfast? They have mentioned lot of dishes which are ethnic, which are home based food, what we always skip. So sometimes we are in hurry, we go to office and we skip our breakfast, we are always in a hurry to join our duties. So what that those two individuals, what they did, they created one app called Eat on Go, and that startup now, that is a franchisee model. That is started by Udit Saran and Raj Agrawal. Another one is again very interesting initiative which was taken, that is based on food and nutrition, is known as Tandurust. Tandurust is basically Bangalore based startup that focuses on fitness and food. So that the important factor for that, Tandurust means healthy. So to make yourself healthy, you need healthy food, and you need a nutritional diet. So and you need exercises module. So they have initiated all called Tandurust. Another one is Jammist. Jammist is again a Gurgaon based startup which was initiated by the ex-Zomato person, Mr. Alok Jain, and this is basically based on home. Abhi just now, Dr. Chef Kunal said mentioned about grandmother's food, or that those days will come back. Then you will find that home food in every restaurant. That is already like last from 2-3 years. It was found in every the coffee shop of every 5-star hotel. And this person, what they did, they initiated this app called Jammist, so where you get the home cooked food, and this app is also available on Google Android. The another one sorry, Swiggy and Zomato were the older apps, and new startup which was related to food called Fresh Menu, which was initiated in 2014. So that was initiated by Rashmi Doga. That is the Bangalore-based startup. What is basically they have done? They are providing the ingredients, fresh ingredients. They are providing you the recipe card. Everything like you. They have done the misapla. They have done the pre-preparation. You have to just do the preparation so that you feel that. You are making the food, and they will give you the recipe. Everything is ready, so that is known as Fresh Menu. Another one is Swadika Food. Swadika Food is again started by Swarn Mugi R. Karthik in 2015. That is a food processing startup. What they are doing, they are providing the frozen vegetable, frozen which are ready to cook. So these are the few of the initiatives which have been taken by the people, those who are associated with hospitality, or those who are not associated with the hospitality. But food is one of the basic need of the human being. When you start or when you initiate any of the venture related to food, maybe it will take time, but definitely that will be the key mantra for future also and for during this time also. So there are a lot more to do with food. You can think lot of ideas. Being an entrepreneur, it is always what you require. You require an idea. You have to think for always do brainstorming. When you get any idea, just try to note down what all the challenges you will get. But entrepreneurs, being an entrepreneur, you have to take risk factor is always important in entrepreneurship. What is the difference between common man and entrepreneur? They always take risk अब क्लिक करना है and to get success, that if you want if you need to learn swimming, you have to jump into the swimming pool or you have to jump into the pond. Similarly, for making yourself an entrepreneur, you have to hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Yes, so what I am telling that to become an entrepreneur, you have to think about taking risk and idea. If these two things you get, you will definitely become entrepreneur. And what you can search on Google, like other day I was looking at entrepreneurs, unique entrepreneurs. There is a fellow which is running a cart, and what he has done a very unique kind of thing. He has mentioned he has taken the monograph of Google, and but what he is selling golas, candies. So what he has done, Go Golas. He has taken the similar model of Google, but the flex is mentioned the name as Go Golas, and people always amazing to see that Google, how Google is on the street, but when they read carefully, it is Go Golas. So it is all about getting or interest or eye catching particular, like when you think of any kind of ideas, you have to think that that should be unique in nature and people definitely will like that ideas. Or I will not take much times because the eminent speakers, they have already delivered a detailed note on all the aspects. So I will finish with another I will recite a quote once again. सोचने से कहाँ मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर, सोचने से कहाँ मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर, चलना भी जरूरी है मंजिल को पाने के लिए. तो आप चलते रहिए, just think an idea. And I would like to, in the end, I would like to mention that we do things twice in life. मेरी फिलॉसफी भी है, मैंने पढ़ा भी यही है कि हर चीज को दो बार किया जाता है, once in brain and once in execution. And majority 90% of the people, they do things once, इसीलिए वो कामयाब नहीं होते हैं. Key mantra is only this: you have to do things twice, once in brain and once in execution. Don't skip the second version, which is execution. So execute your ideas and you will become entrepreneurs, and definitely one day your name will be taken in the webinars, in the seminars. So all the best. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for very encouraging and inspirational session from your end. Students will be thrilled and would love to ask some questions from you. Probably they would take some tips from your end to be more successful. And we've got some questions for you that I would be asking in the question answer session. Valuable session from your end, sir. You've given a lot of live examples from current scenario in the industry. So thanks for this wonderful session.
Thank you once again. Thank you.
So till now we have tried to fulfill the agenda of this conference. We've got some great knowledge from the first session that we had. We've had some inspirational and motivational sessions. And now this is something like we are through with this program. We are on the verge of ending it. So icing on the top, we've got expertise in this culinary department, culinary section. Professor Muhammad Yassin Risi sir, who is currently working as an assistant lecturer in IHM Srinagar. He has got an teaching experience of more than 6 years and has worked for 4 years in the industry, calculative and experience of more than a decade, serving at several institutions and working in reputed hotels. Sir holds several positions, record to his name. He's a well-known personality and phenomenal YouTuber too. Sir has got innovations in Kashmiri cuisine, and that too with some twist. With that, we would learn during the interaction that we have some of the major activities that Sir has really done. Sir has telecasted his live show on Doordarshan Srinagar, Doordarshan Mumbai, and Doordarshan Bangalore. Sir has written a book on salad and Kashmiri cuisine. That would really add some benefit to our students. We would love to see that, sir. Sir has also telecasted several live recipe shows in collaboration with Big FM. And sir is a certified hospitality trainer from Lausanne University, Switzerland. We cannot wait adieu now, sir, to hear you out. And you've been waiting to address us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gaurav Mishra and Mr. Dr. H.B. Rawat, Dr. Virender Singh Rana, Dr. Kunal Seth, and the very senior and most experienced person, Sheh Banafal Banerjee. And special thanks to Dipti Prakash Sahu, who has given me an opportunity to share screen with such eminent and well-experienced faculties. I, Mohammad Yasin Rishi, extend warm greetings from the place which is called Paradise on Earth. And a very famous quote about the place is Agar Firdaus Baroe Zami Ast, Hami Asto, Hami Asto, Hami Ast. If there's paradise on earth, it's here, it's here, it's here. And that's very true. And it's not about the natural beauty only, it's about the food also. Most of the people know about the Kashmiri food as a Vazwan. But believe me, talking about the vocal for local, there has to be an innovation and the awareness about the local cuisine. Most of the people, and the slogan is so energetic and so promising from the Honorable Prime Minister that we must be vocal for the local. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I have spoken on this topic on many platforms, but on such a great platform, I am first time addressing the eminent participants. And first of all, if I talk about the local food, I firmly believe it's not only about the food, it's about the culture. And believe me, India is a diversified country. After every 100 kilometers, the cuisine and the culture changes. And I firmly believe if we have to preserve our culture, we need to preserve our food as well, because both the things are linked together. And most of the entrepreneurs are young generation people. They take an initiative and start a local entrepreneurship. And then they lack in innovations, they lack in the second step or the third step. They go with an Insta page, Facebook page, everything is done so beautifully, but the food industry says you have to do it continuously. Whatever is trending right now, maybe it is obsolete or deleted after 3 months, and we need to stick to the food, and we do not need to break the rules, we have to bend the rules, and we have to preserve our culture through the food. And vocal for local, I have seen a seasonal variety. I have done so many innovations in the local food, and it is so good to serve the seasonal varieties. Apart from frozen food or the preserved foods, it is so good that you prepare varieties from the local availability. And when we talk about the local availability, it gives you more nutrition, more protein, more vitamins, it increases your immune. As the pandemic has taught us to look into the life through the different prism, and we are going back to the history and looking for kadas, looking for teas, looking for the home recipes which used to strengthen our immune, and we have to do that. But I say, if we are very vocal for the local and we are serving something very unique and conventional, But are we ready to serve it to the new generation who is not aware about this recipe, who's not aware about the raw material used in the recipe? For example, if I'm using nettle, bichugas, and if I am preparing soup out of it, or I am preparing a shawl out of it, which is very famous in Nepal, and then going to a young generation and serving them the nettle soup or selling them a shawl, that's not going to work. We have to bend the rule. We have to use that nettle soup with some modern cuisine, which our kid or young generation identifies. He identifies the junk food. He identifies the burger, chips. He identifies French fries. He identifies pizzas. I would love to aware my young generation by putting a nettle topping on pizza till the time he gets aware about the nettle. Then I'll start teaching him about the immunity of the nettle. Then I'll start teaching about the awareness, about the growth, or about the climate changes, or where it is actually grown and what is the importance of nettle. This is the way to introduce. If I straightway go and serve nettle, that's not going to work. This is the thing we have to teach our young generation, how to include the old conventional ingredients and the recipes into the new menus, and how to create entrepreneurship or a venture out of it. That's the way it's going to fetch him, and it's going to fetch the locality. Then we have to talk about the equipments. If we are preparing anything that's conventional or new, or it's a novel something, and it is great, we are producing it from the local ingredients, please, we have to use all the equipments with the new ones. Please, we have to teach them to use the equipments. We have to teach them the techniques, and that's the only way we are going to serve such recipes. I have seen many entrepreneurs who are using stones to cook the meat, who are using the copper vessels to prepare some conventional recipes. I think that is the way we can preserve our recipes and the culture and come up with the new entrepreneurs. And the best part about the hospitality industry is you are not earning for yourself only. You are not employing yourself only. It's the only industry you are instantly providing employment to the other people also, and that's a need of the hour. We are starting the cloud kitchens, and then we are providing employment to the delivery boys. We are starting a cloud kitchen. We are giving job to the 4 5 chefs in our kitchen, and we are preparing food in more hygienic way and traditional way, and then transporting it more sophisticated, insulated, and hygienic way, and people are loving it. People are going back to history and loving the home food. Why can't we produce a home food? Why can't we do little bit changes in home food and make it more presentable? My point is, if we are going for local, make it more presentable. If we are serving anything local, just accumulate or just mix up with the modern recipes till the time the generation asks what you have used. It is tasting so well, because my firm belief is you can only learn by asking the questions. Make the young generation to ask you about the traditional food, ask you about the conventional methods, ask you about the local availabilities. And we have the influence of food on our culture, and that should be there. I love Bengali people. Wherever they go, they do not compromise on food and the culture and the dress. Wherever they go, they wear a traditional dress. They look for a traditional food. You can make out it from a distance that yes, it's a Bengali. Actually, that's a way to preserve your culture. But if you are asking me in a Gujarat, you are asking me to give a traditional Vazwan, that's going to be a little difficult. Come to Srinagar and enjoy a traditional Vazwan. That's going to increase the tourism, and you are going to actually relish and experience the local cuisine in a more improved way. Inshallah, that can be done after COVID. And one more thing is that we have to add value to the food. When we are talking about the local availability and creating opportunities for the young generation, please add value to the food. I'll talk about an unusual festival I did in Srinagar for the 3 times, and it was a huge success. I prepared forest food. I went to the forest department. I accompanied them to the forest. We collected some herbs. People used to consider them poisonous. People have never heard about the recipes. We collected the forest, those ingredients, and prepared some, excellent recipes. We got the wild roses and prepared laddus out of it. We got a bichugas nettle prepared soup, parathas out of it. We got some other grass from the forest and prepared a nice pulao out of it. We learned that the people who lived in who are living in forests, they are using stones to prepare paratha and paratha and the rotis, and that through the sun, because of sunlight. I learned the technique, and you can actually prepare paratha and roti. Now imagine in your new venture, you are doing something on a stone and making it live kitchen and preparing paratha and roti. That too from a flour which is processed and milled from a wild raw material. That's going to be what I am talking about. Make it more appealing and interesting. Then only you can say it loudly. Yes, vocal for local. If you are saying I am going to serve it in a traditional way, you will have more problems. That's a modernization. And please, if we are vocal about the local, we need to conduct awareness workshops. I would love to conduct awareness workshop. First, before serving dish to a young generation, I'll tell them about the raw material. I'll display the raw material. I'll tell them about the scientific uses. And in India, if you link anything to the health, it's a big hit. So there are ingredients available in all the states, in all the forests, which which have great health benefits. Tell people about them. Did not we approach Ayush Mantralaya for immunity boosters, for immunity cardas? That's the thing. We need to make people aware, and that's through younger generation. That those are going to be the torch bearers for us for the next generation. If we are not able to imparting this knowledge to them, it's going to be extinct. For example, Kashmiri cuisine outside J&K, if you ask anybody Rogan Josh, it's a tomato puree, cooked tomato puree, mutton put into it. That's a Rogan Josh. We do not use tomato puree in Kashmiri Wazwan. That's not Rogan Josh. If you ask anybody in outside J&K, everywhere it is Kashmiri pulao, Kashmiri biryani. There is no biryani in Kashmir. This is awareness. This is about, and I present Kashmiri cuisine on national and international platforms. And believe me, I do not give a lecture. I ask only and only queries and questions. I want to clear the queries, doubts about the people about my own regional cuisine, because those doubts over the decades have been created in the minds. And that's the only way I can make my cuisine proud. I can make it more understanding I can create. And that we have to do when we are talking about the ventures as well. If we are going to be local, let us list a menu. This availability is there for 1 month. This is for 2 months. This is for 3 months. What will happen? Our farmers will not cry. We will be the takers for them to some extent. I will be taking a local seasonal raw material from a farmer. For example, Srinagar right now, we have a lot of gourds, we have a lot of brinjals in market right now, green chilies, we have capsicums, we have cherry tomatoes. Why can't, if I have a cloud kitchen, why cannot I create recipes for 2 months which are using all these local ingredients? We need to teach this thing to the younger generation who are opening ventures, who are coming up with the new ideas, because I have seen after a certain period of time, those ventures fail because they are not able to innovate, they're not able to use the local produce. And that's the thing, we have to be vocal for local, and we have to produce it. We have to teach them plan B kya hai, C kya hai, D kya hai. We should not leave our generation with a plan A and then leave. And one more thing I would like to, we have to train our local people. We have to train our chefs who are in hospitality industry. And for the students who are in distress, ki job nahi hai, ab kya hoga? I have learned one thing from my Guruji, that jis din hotel ka malik marta hai, hotel us din bhi khula rehta hai. So please be hopeful. Hotels will open. We are going to do a great blast. It's going to be a great season. But yes, we need to learn how to live in difficult situations. And the cloud kitchen, small entrepreneurship, small ventures, cooking from home is going to be the best idea we can do. And we have to be little tricky in innovations. We should not say, if I am preparing Kashmiri saag and that's not going to serve, then I have to be little tricky and serve with it some pulao. Serve saag separately and serve a little bit of gravy separately. Mix something, so make it interesting, because people want changes. Log jaldi khane se bore ho jate unless and until there are innovations and creativity. And there is a Kashmir, there's a Pandit cuisine. People say Wazwan, Wazwan. We have a brilliant cuisine of Pandits. We have a brilliant cuisine of Muslims. So there are different cuisines. If there is anyone who can create Kashmiri Pandit cuisine, I think it's a big hit over the world. He can be an entrepreneur within a week by preparing such dishes. So giving them knowledge about the local produce and the local dishes, we need to make them technically sound. We need to impart energy in them, the knowledge into them, so that they come to us again and again for innovations. And we have to make it modern. We cannot go with the conventional method, because my kid knows pizza. I have to introduce, or I have to make him aware about my own Kashmiri cuisine, which is the dish which is extinct now. I have to accompany it with pizza maybe for 2 or 3 times, unless and until he discards pizza and starts liking my that extinct recipe from Kashmiri cuisine. So जब हम दवाई किसी बच्चे को खिलाते हैं, उसके बाद उसे टॉफी देते हैं. We have to go with the same approach for vocals, for a local produce, and this is going to be a great innovation. And thank you very much, everybody. Professor Sahu, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. And I would love to visit Gujarat and other institutions and to clear doubts about my region. Wherever I go, I strongly promote my cuisine. And because apart from all odd things, we are known for jhalim, we are known for the food, we are known for the West Lake in Asia, we are known for the saffron, we are known for the such varieties. We have one forest brinjal over here. Tourists from Europe, they started taking it to the Europe. It is extinct in Srinagar now. There is no wild brinjal. But yes, we receive anti-cancerous tablets from the Europe, and this brinjal costs us 1,50,000 rupees kg. They have imported it from Kashmir, and it is the story with all the states. So Kashmir is beautiful. Kashmir is famous for all other great things apart from the odds. So please take this initiative forward, and it's going to it is going to fetch a lot of people in India if we are strongly sticking to it, vocal for the local. Thank you very much for my giving me an opportunity, and all the eminent speakers. Professor Sahu, thank you very much. First time I shared a screen with such eminent speakers. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward for such initiatives in future too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for this wonderful session. As I've mentioned, this is like the topping, cherry on top. I just cannot find. I cannot find that word. I mean, to praise that kind of session that you have delivered, and absolutely on target, sir. I think this is how the end should be like of this session.
Thank you.
Absolutely on top, and very much precise, sir, about the theme, and confined to everything. We are looking forward for that question answer session now. I would like to share it to sir. Dipti sir, are you there? Over to you, sir.
Okay, sir, give me 1 minute. I'm going to start the questionnaire session. So please join me in questionnaire session